a secretary bird on safari live. You'd love to see one. Now, I'm not sure if they've seen one before. You have? Okay, so Genre says you have, because they do occur in this area. They definitely occur in the Greater Kruger. The chances are good. Chances are good. So they do occur around here. But I haven't seen one yet in this area, but just further south I've seen many secretary birds. So they do occur in this area. I'm just trying to see here. Big elephant track. I'm trying to see which direction it's gone. And let me try show you. Just to show you how we gauge which direction the elephants are going. Can you see down there, Genre? Yeah, that's a bit better. Alright, let me jump off quickly and show you. Sure, still very hot. Okay, now I'm just having a good look so I don't make a mistake. So what's happened is, this is a very large elephant. I'm going to try to show you here. It's probably clearest over here. So if I draw a line around the track like this, you can see that is a big track. And this elephant, it appears as if, and I just want to make sure, yeah, definitely, it's walking down the road, so in that direction, away, well, the opposite direction to what we are going. And I can tell that because there's a very distinct mark in the front of the track around here. So what has happened is the elephant, as it puts its foot down and it moves forward, it kicks up some of the sand. And I'll demonstrate that for you. If you watch, if I had to walk, this is what it would be doing. So as it's walking, it steps, and when it moves forward, it drags the foot a little bit like that. Do you see that? So you can often see the little drag mark. And over there, sorry Genre, I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm sure you're getting all of this. And that's a clear sign to see which direction the elephant tracks are going. And these are really clear. They're not from too long ago. Well, during the course of the day, because, and I can tell that because there are vehicle tracks that have driven down the road, and these elephant tracks are on top of the vehicles. So during the course of the day, but it could have been anywhere between this morning's game drive and this afternoon. So, well, this morning's safari rather, and this afternoon, but it would have been a big bull. I don't see tracks of any other elephant around here. It just looks like the one. Trying to just hear, you never know, we could possibly hear it breaking some branches, but it's quiet. Just some, I can hear European bee eaters, funnily enough. They're flying above us. They're very high at the moment, but I can just hear the call. Oh, no, actually that's not I'm trying to do the European bee eater call, but I can't. Alright, so we're going to continue moving along this road, seeing what else we can find. Let's head back to Jamie on a walk and see what she's got.
We're strolling around there. So I don't know what's happened to my ability to speak the English language today. I apologize. We're strolling along, making our way towards that vast open area. Sort of, for those of you who are familiar with the geography, this is the road known as Impala Road, and over there is Sandy Patch and the main access road. And I'm making my way towards this huge open area, and I'm actually traveling along the road for a reason. Because a couple of days ago, I had the most incredible dung beetle sighting, and I'm sort of hoping we can have a repeat of that. I feel as though this afternoon is very much a, no, it's a tree, not an elephant, very much a small things kind of a walk. We haven't encountered any, stick thorns. We haven't encountered much in the way of big game, and in fact, I think the only animal I saw was an impala really far away. But I am really thoroughly enjoying the littler things, from the termite mounds. This isn't a very good termite area. From the termite mounds to the various scorpions, to this massive impala midden. I shouldn't really stand in the middle of it, but you've got impala dung of all ages here. Fantastic. hello to Lindsay. Lindsay, yes, I did happen to look up the species of the gecko last night. I haven't fully finalized what I wanted. So yesterday, oh, nice track. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Yesterday, we spotted a gecko that popped out of a hole on a marula tree, and Lindsay sent through this amazing message that she was on species number 100, except that I didn't know which gecko it was. So, Lindsay, I did go searching, and I can tell you what it isn't, but I'm still trying to narrow down exactly what it is, and I'm going back through the screenshots. Thank you, by the way, to all of you for sending them through. There's certain identifying features of geckos, particularly their toes, the ones that I'm trying to look at. Don't stand on my track. There's particularly the ones, the sort of the aspects of their toes. You get the fat-tailed geckos. I think, Lindsay, it could have been a tropical house gecko, because you get so many different variations of color out here that it's not really like identifying a bird, where you page through your book and you go, oh, that's what I just saw. It's a little bit more difficult than that, because snakes, reptiles, geckos, certain spiders, certain scorpions, they all come with different color variations in different parts of Africa and even different parts of the Sabi sand, for example. So I think it might have been a tropical house gecko, but I'm still working on clarifying. Let me just show you this track here, since I did just instruct poor Eddie not to stand on it. This is our track that we can do. This is hopefully, well, not hopefully, but this, the moment, is the closest we have come to a hyena. Crescent-shaped toes, kidney bean toes on the outer ends, and of course those really lovely peculiarly, gee, I told you I couldn't speak, peculiar-shaped back pads with only 2 lobes at the back. And if you look really closely here and here, those are the indents from the claws. This is an old track. It's not a fresh track, unfortunately. So it's an old track, and in fact we can't really, there's the front foot, this is the back foot, there's the front foot, but it's only a portion of it. It's been jumped all over by wildebeest playing in the road. There are tracks all over here. Right, let's see what else we can find on the vast open area. Oh, hold on. Let me just see if I can't find us a dung beetle. Oh, my head did a little bit of a whirl there as I stood up too fast. I'm so desperate to have a bushwalk, a dung beetle on bushwalk, and I've been so unlucky so far. I just haven't had one. No. Now, Tanis, you wanted to know what fruit trees we have here. Voila! The magic guari is one of them. Now, magic guaris, unfortunately, this isn't guari berry time. This isn't guari berry time. So they don't have any fruit on them at the moment. The one that's about to come into fruit is a tree known as the marula tree. And that is very exciting, because marula fruit, hands down, there is no competition. Marula tree fruit is the best fruit. Now, we're not in a good area for marulas, so I can't show you one right now. We're just in the wrong sort of vegetation. You don't really find marulas and guari trees in the same sort of thickets all that often. A marula fruit is about the size of a golf ball, give or take, and the elephants love them, so we have to get to them before the elephants do. Just take 1 or 2 and wait for them to ripen, and before the monkeys and the squirrels. It's the sweetest juice. And what I like to do is crush it into a pulp without breaking the skin, and then bite the skin, because the skin's not really that great, and then you suck out the juice. It's incredibly high in vitamin C, really good for you, and really delicious. That, of course, is where amarula, the famous amarula liqueur, for those of you that have come through on safari, goes in coffee or enjoyed on ice or whatever, however you happen to drink it. One of our biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? It's one of our big exports, made in Palaboa, which is not too far away from here. Marula trees, jackalberry trees, Bushman's grape. I ate one the other day. It was revolting, but you can eat them. What else am I forgetting? Jackalberries, whiteberries from the whiteberry bush. Don't eat the seeds though, because it'll make your head go all funny and feel a bit woozy. But there's a whiteberry bush. Here we go. Ha-ha! Okay, we will not be eating these yet, but this is a whiteberry bush, believe it or not. And you know, because we're very imaginative when we name things out here. It is called a white berry bush because when the berries are ripe, they turn... Eggsy? White. Yes, they turn white. Hence the name white berry bush. So these are not good to eat just yet, but white berry bushes are quite nice to eat. Oh, I thought I'd stumbled upon a marula, but alas, I had not. I would have been quite surprised. So white berry bushes. Don't eat poison apple, which comes from the tomato plant that has very nice, delicious looking berries that look like little miniature tomatoes. The name poison apple kind of gives it away. Don't eat those. You got to be careful because some of the things out here are toxic and we don't want to eat them. But jackalberries, all sorts of things. And if you find yourself, here's a bushman's grape. Let's see if I can find a fruit on here as well. Ah, you would be the one bushman's grape without a grape, wouldn't you? Oh, that reminds me. Raisin bushes. Raisin bushes have these tiny little, and when they start to get ripe, they look like raisins. Kind of like the white berry bush, but in this case a raisin bush. And you get different species of them. You can eat those as well. They're pretty average, to be honest. Baobabs have... Oh, I'm not going that way. That's got some thorns on it. Baobabs have the nicest fruit, but unfortunately we don't really get them here in this part of the Great Kruger. You'd have to go a little bit further to the north. There are a couple of them around Hoedspruit, a couple of them around Zanine, although I think the biggest one actually got struck by lightning recently. But there's lots and lots of berries. Here's another bushman's grape. Does it have berries? Drum roll. Yes, it does. Here we go. There we go. Bushman's grape. I'm not going to eat that one. I have learnt my lesson, Eggsy. No, he's learnt his lesson too. I made him eat the last one and it was not very nice. Last question from Vera. Before we send you across to Brent, you want to know what the national flower of South Africa is. It is the protea, which is a type of flower that you find in the fynbos region of the Western Cape. Very, very unique type of flower. That whole plant system, which is known as the Cape Floral, Kingdom. The Cape Floral Kingdom, a lot of them are propagated by fire. They actually need fire in order for the seeds to germinate. Quiz for you very quickly. National tree of South Africa. I'll give you a hint, it is not a marula or a baobab. And in fact, we don't find them on Djuma. But what is the national tree of South Africa? And on that note, while you ponder that, go over to Brent and see how his scouring of Arathusa is doing.
Well, Vim and I have not had much luck when it comes to animals on, or birds for that matter, on this sunset safari. We have literally covered the whole of Arathusa and a couple of duiker, a couple of stenbok, a couple of impala. We've now decided to do the opposite. We've moved all the way down our southern boundary. Karula is in Little Gowrie, and we've now on our eastern boundary. Vim and I decided we haven't been down to Cheetah Cutline in so long, we might as well go have a squiz. And it seems like Jamie was talking about flowers. Oh, I think I'll look for some wild flowers now. And maybe a butterfly or three. Oh, I saw a very difficult one. Okay, Vim, on the yellow flower. You got the yellow flower? The three yellow flowers, right there. Okay, now that is a Chorus asplenifolia, but that's not what I spotted. Look at that. Oh, it's a difficult butterfly. Come on, crawl a little bit. I need to see your back. I think I know which butterfly that is. Now, I haven't done a butterfly in a day or two, so there we go. Thank you, Mr. Butterfly. Now open your wings. It's one of the blues. Tiny little blues. They are one of the harder species to identify, and there are many hundreds of little blue butterflies. Now, when identifying blues, this is an African grass blue. Now hopefully it'll open its wings and you'll be able to see, there's an ant underneath him there somewhere, yes, but that's an African grass blue feeding off the beautiful little chorus flower. Come on, open your wings. So on the inside, it's got sort of a very dull, dun grey border, but in the middle is a very, very pretty lilac blue. Oh, now we just need him to open while he's facing this way. Very delicate. Oh, you might have got a flash of blue there, but I can show you what he looks like. Yeah, the African grass blue. There we go. The bottom one. Now, quite often to identify a lot of these butterflies, you're looking at the outside because their wings are often closed when they're sitting still long enough for you to identify them. And we notice there's no eyes, there's no little rackets, and that very distinct spotty. Not like the dotted blue which we saw a few days ago, which is that one up there. You can see much more dotty, much more prominent spots, and it wasn't that one, so it was the African grass blue. Vim, do you have a pen by chance?
Why on earth would I have that?
I don't know. I've just realised this is a checklist, so we can actually check and write when we saw them, so we can keep track of our butterfly list. No pen? No pen. Maybe in my box, probably not though. Okay, I'm going to have to remember to get a pen or a pencil to bring with me so we can keep a track of our summer butterfly list. I think what are we on now? We've got the African grass blue, we've got the dotted blue so far. And now our final controls think they're very funny. Now I can tell you why they think they're very funny. So as a lot of you know, Jamie and I recently got engaged and we've bought a house, and when we first moved into the house, I wander around the house with my phone talking to Siri. Siri, remind me to get number 12 spanner. Siri, I need to get this from the hardware store. Siri, I need to do this. Siri. So final control says, why don't I get Siri to remind me about the butterflies, or remind me to probably just get a pen to bring with me. So funny final control. Siri is a very useful tool. Just because you don't know how to use it, it's not my fault. That's why I don't forget anything on my town trips, because I have Siri. Okay, we'll keep looking for some more flowers, and hopefully we'll get some new ones. And we've got a bit of time. Oh, there we go, there's a new flower. Well, new for this year. Those little white ones. There we go. That's an anthericum. Very pretty. Unfortunately, not much interesting information about an anthericum, apart from the fact they're very beautiful and they attract butterflies and bugs. Now, there's quite a few different species of anthericum, and some of them can actually be sort of 2 foot high. This one is not one of those. This is one of the smaller ones, but very, very, very pretty nonetheless. Okay. That's the wonderful thing about the African bush. If you open your eyes and look, there's always something to look at. Okay. Now, these are not flowers yet, but you see these stringy bean things. A little bit to the left. There's another Carcass, but there we go. Those are going to be crinum lilies, but I think we need a little bit more rain for those lilies to pop out. So hopefully they do pop out soon. We have seen some of them, but they only flower for a very short period of time before they disappear. Highly, highly poisonous sap on the crinums, and you'll be very careful when you shouldn't be handling them, but if you want to handle a crinum lily, you better be careful. The other reason I was hoping I was taking Cheetah cutline is because I'm looking for another first, and it seems to be one of the more popular areas for the European rollers. Now, we've seen them in between drives and off air, and we haven't managed to put one on camera yet, so we're hunting for the European roller as well in this area. But alas, the whole of Cheetah cutline, not one European roller. Now, of course, the Nkuhumas are very close to the boundary, and we are slowly meandering back in that direction, hoping as it gets cooler they might get moving, and who knows, maybe they'll go on a hunt. I think we'd take a little dabble past Buffels Hook waterhole. I'm scanning for flowers. and scanning for European rollers. Now the woodlands are back in not quite full force yet, but we can hear them almost everywhere we stop at the moment, and unfortunately they haven't been quite so forthcoming on camera, but as we know, as summer develops, we're going to be able to spend a lot more time with them. At Inga's house where we live, there's a don't know what killed that. What was that? Okay, I just saw something there. It's probably a buffalo carcass. It's a baby buffalo carcass by the looks of things. So this one doesn't look like it's been killed by anything. It looks like it died during the drought of probably malnutrition. You can see the skin's mostly intact. It hasn't been opened up by something like a lion or a hyena. So poor little guy just couldn't survive the drought. Well, let's move on. That's quite morbid. Hello, Riley in Miss Jacobs' cast. Nice to have you with us, Riley. Riley is wondering, what is the most common bird? Riley, we've got quite a lot of common birds, but I'd probably say one of the most common is the Cape turtle dove, one of the dove species. We also got very common starlings. I'll try to find you some birds now, Riley. And of course, when they're everywhere when you're not looking for them, and as soon as you look for them, oh, there's a wildly beast though. Don't run away, wildebeest. Where are you off to? Let me go forward. Where are you off to, Mr. Wildebeest? He's not hanging about, that chap. He's, oh, right there. Looks like, there we go. There's a herd of wildebeest actually in through there. Moving into some thick bush. One of the biggest antelope species we get here, and well, they had a cameo appearance as they disappeared. Sorry about that. They don't want to be on camera. They're camera shy today, guys. Okay, so we're going to go down to a water hole. Maybe we'll get lucky. There might be a hippo there. There might be some birds around the edge of the water. There might be some antelope drinking. Who knows, if we're really lucky, there could even be a leopard there. Okay, now it's in our rainy season, and there's some big clouds building up. Hopefully we do get some rain. We've just come out of a very bad drought. There we go, you can see the clouds hiding the sun. Now, I've got a question for you guys. Now, let's see how clever you are. Who can tell me, and you must remember I'm tricky, who can tell me what is the biggest wild cat or big cat in the world? Why don't you tell me that? Let's see how clever you are. What is the biggest big cat in the world? Oh, we're nearly at the water hole. Hopefully there's something there. Now, of course, this is live, and often when you watch wildlife documentaries, it's action, action, action. But you must remember, most of the time those take a couple of years to make, whereas we are taking you on a real-time safari. So it's like you're sitting in Africa with me. So isn't that exciting? And sometimes when you drive around in Africa, you get to see a lot of trees and a lot of grass. Hello, James Robertson. Nice to have you on the back of my safari vehicle. James would like to know, because it's the worst drought in about 110 years, and James would like to know, have we seen any of the big predators eating any birds? James has actually been the opposite. They've been focusing on big animals like buffalo and hippo and kudu and zebra and impala. Where did that go? I saw a bird, but it was too fast for me. So no, James, they haven't been eating the birds. They've been eating the opposite. Now, if we had had lots of rain and it wasn't a drought and all the impala and things were very healthy, and we do see sometimes leopards catch. I've seen leopards catch bird here, and it all just depends. And I must remember, all the predators are opportunists, so it doesn't matter even if it's a drought. If there's a bird that was silly enough to get close, Okay, there's a water hole here that has been dry, but it's been filled up by the rain. So we're hoping that there's something there. Maybe we'll be lucky and there's an elephant, one of my favorite animals. See if I can smell an elephant. Ooh! Aren't you guys clever? Teresa, Lynn, and lots of others say the biggest is the Siberian tiger. Sure, you guys are too smart. So, do you think I can catch you? Should I try a trickier question? What is the biggest mammal in the world? What is the biggest mammal in the world? If you're not sure what a mammal is, of course, a mammal is a warm-blooded animal that has mammary glands, so the babies will drink milk. So it's not a snake, it's not a reptile, a crocodile, or anything like that. It is a mammal. Where are mammals? Oh dear. Well, we've come to the waterhole and... well, at least there's a bird. There's a few little birds. Oh, don't fly away, bird. Don't be naughty. Stay there. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. There we go. A very pretty little bird called the three-banded plover. It feeds off very, very small aquatic insects. Oh, there he goes. So he's got big, wide feet, so he doesn't sink into the mud. There we go. Oh, I'm looking for little aquatic insects to eat. So normally when he's eating aquatic insects, it's the babies. It's the larval stage of mayflies, dragonflies, and all sorts of things like that. Oh, busy little guy. Now, I was hoping there's going to be lots of other things here, but alas, it doesn't look like it. Just a little three-banded plover. So we're going to keep trying to find you some animals. While we do that, Jamie is going to say goodbye. It's the end of the walk time, so let's go see her.
Say goodbye, but not just yet, not before I've shown you this incredible, what I think is the remains of one of the spider hunting wasps, if I'm not mistaken, and it's got the most incredible, and I'm just going to move around to the side so that I can see exactly what it is you're seeing, and to see whether or not you can see the iridescent sheen on the wings. Absolutely beautiful. I suspect that it is an ex-spider hunting wasp, and that stinger on the end of its abdomen suggests to me that we are correct in that assumption. Now, a spider hunting wasp buzzes around, as its name suggests. They catch and kill spiders, often large spiders, using their sting, and then what the female will do is she'll drag the wasp to a hole, and they've got very powerful legs that they use for digging, and they can actually excavate a hole in the ground, and they do it very, 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 very rapidly. And what they do from there is they will lay their eggs inside the dead spider, and they will bury it. And then when her baby's hatched, Mom has provided them with a ready-made meal. Seems as though we're not on a roll with live things today, are we, Eggsy? I found many, many dead ones and one baby scorpion. And some live termites, actually. We did relatively well there. And since it is now time for us to start heading home, I'm always slightly wary of that antenna, although I have not been bopped in the head in a long time. Liz and Rob and many, many others got the national tree very quickly and very easily. It was indeed a yellow wood. Well done to all of you. I think we're going far too easy on you, making these quizzes far too easy. We're going to have to try harder. And Pamela thought that they made me wear an antenna in my cap. No, Pamela, it's because Jerry demanded, I tell you. No, I'm just joking. Jerry asked very nicely if I would bring the porcupine quill back to her, and how could I say no, especially since she recently gave me a very nice haircut, and since she is in charge of my haircuts in the future, I definitely would like to keep her on my good side. Lovely, lovely person. So, on that note, well done to Jerry for directing the show this afternoon. And thank you to all of you, and to Eggsy. We're going to head home. A big thank you to Herbie. We'll catch up with you on the Sunrise Safari. Until then, bye-bye.
Okay, so not much happening at Buffalo's Hook Waterhole. We're going to keep heading to the west, see if the Nkuhuma Pride is woken up now that it's a bit cooler, and maybe they'll start moving back onto Djuma. Fingers crossed. Now, you never know what's around here. Now, we're going to keep looking for wildflowers and flutterbys. I was really hoping to find some Ellies, but they seem to have vacated during the day. Oh, you terrible bird, you flying away thing. Oh, that's the one thing, we can't make them sit, can we? Well, much as we would love to. Okay, so this area seems to have slightly less rain than Cheetah Cutline. Now, it's not unusual for the rainfall in an area to be very patchy because of the way we normally get our big rains and thunderstorms, so certain areas will get a lot more than others. And when looking for wildflowers, you want the area that's had the most. And here you can see it's quite a bit drier and no flowers. Maybe when we get up to the crest, maybe there's been a bit more rain there. Hopefully there has. Okay. Anything down in the dry riverbed? Alas, no. And we shall continue on our endeavours. Remember, this is 100% live. You are able to ask us questions by using the hashtag SafariLive or the email address questions@wildearth.tv. Well, I better start looking ahead. There's a car on the way. Let me just move out of the way. Of course, there are lots of other vehicles around for those of you who are new. Hello, Tom. Hello, Pats. How are you guys doing? Very well, thank you. Nkuhuma is still lying in the same spot. I'm hoping they come back this side. Two males, and I just checked. We're doing wildflowers and butterflies now. Well, when there's no big cats, we've got to find something. Yes, very nicely. We'll chat to you later. Bye. So there we go. That's Tom, and they're from Buffalo's Hook. They have a lodge there, so they're out enjoying the African wildlife. Well done, Roger, Sian, Denise, and many, many others. I thought I'd catch you up and you would say, the blue whale. Now, quite interestingly, talking about whales and elephants, you think, well, apart from being big, there's not much connecting them. Although it looks like, depending on what you look at, that the original ancestors of elephants actually came out of the ocean, and that's why they were able to develop such a massive body size. I have been doing a bit more research into that, so I will keep you updated once I understand or know a little bit more about that. But it seems like the original ancestors of elephants came out of the ocean, and that's why they enabled them to grow so big. Okay, so still no flowers up here, but I know where I can find some, so we'll head there. Sounds like the Nkuhumas are still flat cat in Buffelshoek. We could just see the belly of a sleeping lioness. Maybe we'll take a swing past there, have a look, just in case. Oh, they've decided to get up. What have I spotted? It is the first wing-seeded sesame of the year. You got them there. Am I too close for him? Let me do that. Where is it? Oh, I can't see. There we go. The flowers are not even open yet. There we go. That is a wing-seeded sesame. Now, always an interesting one to check once the flowers open. And you can find aphids being farmed by ants on this plant, and the seeds you can actually crush to get an oil that can be used for cooking and all sorts of things. So it is closely related to the sesame plant that produces the sesame seeds, but this is a wild one, and unfortunately it is a perennial and it's very difficult to cultivate. People have tried in the past to cultivate it as a commercial crop, but have failed dismally. Hi Sarah. Sarah says, I couldn't watch all of the sunrise safari, but did you find your wild dogs? Unfortunately, Sarah, it was a false report. It was misinformation, bad intel. So it turned out it wasn't wild dogs at all. There were wild dogs, but they were a very, very long way from Arathusa or our Traverse area. So unfortunately, I didn't. Hopefully they pop up for me this afternoon. Okay. Now, of course, I spoke a little bit about on the sunrise safari, we're expecting the great deluge, the second great flood over the weekend. We're battening down the hatches, can you believe it? We've already ordered sandbags just in case, because if we get what's predicted in a day, which is 120 millimeters, I'm not sure what that is in inches, but it's a lot. We could be in for an interesting weekend. We might be doing more swimming than driving or walking. Just looking at the sky, trying to see if there's even a bird up there, but there isn't. Has been quite a quiet safari for Vim and myself, but we think it's because the Nkuhumas are waiting to treat us just now. That's what we think, don't we, Vim? We've suffered in silence. Now we're hoping that the Nkuhumas come back across. Oh, Andreen says, what is the world's largest living carnivore? Oh, well, Andreen, see, now that could be a trick question, because theoretically it's going to be a whale as well, probably a killer whale. I'm just trying to think about my whale knowledge. It's a bit rusty. No, I haven't committed to killer whale just yet. Okay. What do you think, Vim? Killer whale?
Yeah, but it's not what the blue whale eat, isn't it? Like,
well, that's phytoplankton, so it's... see, you could say blue whale, but is phytoplankton meat? It's microscopic. Lots of arguments.
Does the killer whale outweigh the great white shark?
He does. Killer whale is much bigger than a great white shark. Now let's just make sure we're not making any mistakes here. Sperm whale, which outweighs the killer whale and is a carnivore, hunts lots of different things. And let me just think about that for a second. Sperm whale, I think it's sperm whale is the biggest. VM's nodding his head in agreement. Is the biggest carnivore. That was close, we nearly made a whoopsie. Now I'm waiting to hear, Andreen. Were we right? Were we wrong? There we go. Lindsay, who's a marine biologist, who's watching. She says agrees. Most likely a sperm whale. So I think we're covered there. We're in the right. We're in the right zone. Now it is incredible how diverse mammals are, and if you think about it, from a sloth to a human being or a gorilla to a sperm whale or a blue whale. Absolutely amazing how evolution has worked. And there's been so many different little failed branches on the evolutionary tree. And you can almost take it down to an engineer sitting at his designing board. Oh no, that one doesn't work. Throw it out. Start again. And even if we just take ourselves, human beings, for example, that we've actually given up quite a lot in terms of what we can do by being bipedal. Now, being bipedal has caused massive complications with birds. But evolutionary, it seems that there's a greater advantage to us being upright and with our forward-facing vision, and to the complication that is caused by birthing with the narrow hips. Almost all other animals don't give birth through the hips; they give birth through the back. Even our closest relatives, gorillas and chimpanzees. So it is absolutely fascinating how evolution has decided that upright, forward-facing eye outweighs the risks that we have with birth. Okay, let's have a look what we got here. Yeah, a barge belly there. I don't know if we can even see a belly at the moment. I think it was a bit further forward. Well, Andreen says the southern elephant seal. Oh, I think the southern elephant seal probably, it is one of the biggest, but I think sperm whale got a couple of 1,000 kilograms on him. Oh, there we go. Is that a head up there, Liam? You got them there. Through that quarry. Oh, we just can't see them. Well, the Nkuhumas, I can just see a head up through that quarry there somewhere. It's just let's see where you're looking. I think it's a little bit further to the right. Okay, I'm just going to move slowly. We might catch a glimpse of a line through there. I can see them, but it's just trying to get the camera in the right spot. Oh no, head's gone down again. They've gone flat. There we go. There's a head up. There's a lion. Can't you see it? Oh no. You super zoom, I've lost it. There it is. There we go. There's a lion. Now, there we go. Now we're hoping the Nkuhumas come back to Djuma this evening. So we're going to hang around in this area. I'm going to go loop-de-loop around. You can see there's another line behind. Maybe one's gone for a drink. Let's check the big open area at Sydney's Waterhole. I just can't believe we literally have barely seen a living creature or mammalian living creature today. And Vim and I have covered some serious ground today as well. What do we got? Absolutely... No, it's not absolutely nothing. There's one wildebeest. At least one lonely gnu. Isn't that? There we go. That's all that's out here on the big open area. So I said we're going to keep looping in this area and keep checking on those Nkuhumas. Hopefully they are going to get up. Just to warn you guys, we're about to start another school drive in the next few minutes. So we will be fielding questions from the kids, and it is an incredibly important thing to be able to educate. Hang on, that's interesting. It's the way it's flying. What is that bird? What are you? It's quite difficult. It looked like a raptor to me. Oh, turn. I need to see your body shape. Oh, was that? Oh, well, I'm going to try and catch up with that bird because that looks to be quite interesting. I've got a couple of hunches what it could be, and if it is one of them, it'll definitely be a new bird for almost everyone's bird lists. I'm watching where it's going. Oh, it's going far. Hold on tight. I do like my bird watching. Oh, and there's a second one. That's even more interesting. I'm trying to catch up with them. Hopefully they're going to land shortly. More than likely it's going to be a more common species, but you never know just from its body shape. I'm in the right family, but now I just want to confirm whether it's the rare one or the common one. Please land, please land. I can just make them out in the distance. Can you still see them, Vim? Oh, he's not stopping, is he? Well, anyway, it was a buzzard. It doesn't look like they're going to stop. It was a buzzard, more than likely a common or a steppe buzzard that's migrated from the steppes of Russia to join us for the summer. I was really hoping it was a European honey buzzard. I have seen them in the Sabi Sands before, but a really long time ago, and they're not a common species in this area. Okay, so we're going to keep on cruising, seeing what we can find, but while we do that, we're about to start a school drive, and let's go across to Byron so he can do that.
And welcome back, everyone. We're sitting with these lions, and a big welcome to Thorogood Elementary. Lovely to have all you little children with us on another school drive. It is great that you've just joined us. We're sitting with these two beautiful big male lions, and these are dominant male lions that patrol the territory in this whole area that we are situated in. And they actually part of a coalition of 4 brothers. Now, I'm not too sure where the other brothers are. They're possibly in another territory, which means another part of their home range. So lions have these areas that they patrol, that they protect, and they try and keep other lions out purely for competition. They don't want other big males around. And together, the 4 big males, they provide a strong front to keep other lions out. And it's so nice to have the young kids from Thorogood watching. It's always nice to have questions and get little kids interested in wildlife and nature, and it's lovely that you can join us on Safari Live all the way from your classrooms. So don't forget to ask your teacher to send in your questions. She can do that with Twitter at #SafariLive, or email us questions@WildEarthTV, and we'll gladly answer your questions, and we just love hearing from all of you and your comments. And it's so nice that we're able to sit with these big males. That one's got his teeth sticking out a little bit. Look at that. Very, very sharp teeth. Now, Eliana, you wanted to know if these males have any cubs. So, Eliana, these males do have cubs that are with another pride, the Nkuhuma Pride, which we see regularly on Djuma, which is where we are, up in South Africa. And that pride at the moment, Brent was actually looking for them earlier. Brent is also out on safari on another vehicle. He was looking for them earlier. Unfortunately, he couldn't find them. They were just across our boundary on a neighboring property, and the cubs are there. There's 6 cubs at the moment with that pride, and these are the fathers of those cubs. But the fathers with lions, the big males, don't really look after the cubs very much. Sometimes they meet up with the families, but these males do move around a lot more by themselves. They don't stay with the pride, with the family of lions. That is up to the females to look after the little ones, or look after the little cubs. Mrs. Brewer, you would like to know how old the lions get. So, with males like this, possibly between the age of 10 or 12 years old. It does depend, though, on the area, on the territory, how much competition there is from other lions, how much food there's around. But on average, male lions live to about 10 to 12 years. Female lions may live up to about 15 years, 15 to 17 if they're lucky. That would be quite an old lion. But generally lionesses do live a little bit longer than the males do. So maybe about 15 years. And that would be an average again. Now Nate, you've asked an interesting question. How often do the lions eat? So Nate, what happens is these lions are very opportunistic. Now that means that if there was food or some potential food that walked past and walked nearby, these lions would definitely try and catch or hunt and then catch that prey. If they feed on something very large, let's say for example a buffalo, there's a lot of meat there. These lions can eat for a day or maybe 2 days on that buffalo carcass. Then they won't have to hunt for another 2 or 3 days after that. But the thing is, and we've seen with these lions, that in the past there have been a lot of buffalo around this area, and they've hunted a buffalo almost every day, which is unusual. But because the food is there and the chance to catch it, they will still try, and because they never know when they're going to get food again. So I hope that answers your question, Nate. But if it's something small like a impala or anything like that, then it won't necessarily be too long before they will have to eat again. We're going to sit with these lions a little bit longer. Let's head over to Brent, who would like to say hello to you this evening.
Well, hello, and aren't we lucky? Virm and I are surrounded by a herd of the largest land mammal in the world, the African elephant. Well, there's not the largest elephant, but he is very cute. A little baby boy. Oh, Mom, don't leave me behind, please, Mom. So she's going behind us. Hello, my name is Brent. I've got Virm on camera with me, and it's great to have you with us. And this is wonderful. One of my favorite creatures to spend time with, the African elephant, and the gentle giants, as long as you treat them with respect. I'm just going to move a little bit further forward so we can see a few more of them. Oh, that one's going to do it for me. Move out into the open. There we go. That one's about 8-9 years old. They're all around us in the bushes. I'm just going to try and move into a spot where we can see more of them. Now remember guys, please ask me questions. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll do my best to answer. And as I said, elephants are the largest land mammal in the world. They weigh up to about A big elephant bull can weigh up to about 6,000 kilograms, which is probably around 14,000 pounds. So absolutely massive, and they can be about 16 foot at the shoulder. A big elephant bull. No big bulls here. This is a breeding herd. Oh, there comes some more. As I said, they're all over the place. Lots and lots of Ellies, probably about 15 or 20 of them. There we go. That one's moving through there. And let's try get close to the little baby again, who ran off because Mom forgot him a bit earlier. Oh, there he goes, running after Mom again. Mom, 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 Mom. Oh, look at that. Isn't that absolutely wonderful? Mom is just sitting there going, what are you doing, child? Now, hello, Reese. Reese is wondering how long can their trunk be. Well, on a big elephant bull, about 3 meters, Reese. And these guys, it all depends on how old they are. There we go. There's one about 2 years old. And its trunk is probably about, what do you say, a meter and a half? You can just hear them moving through the bush all around us. Hello, Karina. Karina's wondering how old are the mom elephants? Well, Karina, they're probably varying from anything from about, depending on the individual, 25, probably up to close to 50. Elephants can live for 65 years in the wild, and it's a very long-lived animal, almost the same as people. And the reason that elephants normally die is that they run out of teeth. They have a set amount of teeth over their life, and when they get very old, they're not able to break up what they're eating. There we go. Let's just try to get back with the Ellies. I'm just trying to get up ahead of them. Hello, Harper. Harper's wondering how much water can an elephant drink. You can drink about 100 liters, which is just under 20 gallons in a day. Isn't that incredible? That's a lot of water. And a big elephant bull can eat up to about 450, 500 pounds of grass, trees, bark in one day. So they are always eating and almost always on the move. They eat for the majority of the day. There we go. Hello, guys. Now, elephants are very big and they can be dangerous, but if you are careful with them and you respect them and you don't push their boundaries, they are very relaxed. And how we tell an elephant's relaxed is that we watch its body language. So, like you can see when a person's upset, you can see when an elephant's upset. Now, the most important thing to look at with elephants is their tail. When the tail is sticking out and it's straight and it's rigid, it means the elephants are not happy. But when their tails are loosely hanging, they are completely fine. And these elephants' tails are all hanging quite loosely. You can see they're actually moving towards us. Oh, there we go, little guy shaking his ears. Param is wondering, do baby elephants have horns too? Param, I think you're thinking about tusks, which is an elephant's tooth. Oh, there we go, that's a little boy. There we go, that's the tooth. The babies do have, but they're inside. They have little milk teeth like humans do. They fall out, and then when they're about a year old, they start growing their tusks. Hello, mister. Now that's a teenager. He's probably about 12 or 13 years old, that little boy. And there, those tusks covered in mud. These elephants have been having a nice mud bath to cool off before we found them. And see all the mud there. So the mud not only helps them to keep cool because it's very hot here in the African bush, but it also helps to trap ticks and other parasites. Now Gage is wondering how elephants wash themselves. Now Gage, they don't. The rain will wash them. Generally they'll try and make themselves dirty. They'll cover themselves in mud on purpose, and you can see all the mud on them. Now they've got incredibly thick skin, so they don't actually need to be clean, and for an elephant it's better to have mud all over you than to be clean. Oh, this one's coming closer to us, this little teenage boy. Hello, mister. He's probably about 8 or 9 feet from our car at the moment. Oh, we're being stalked from behind as well. There's another elephant. Now, hello. Off it goes. Now, Michael's wondering how elephants make sound. Well, Michael, let's have a look. I heard them talking. So what they do is they can trumpet out of their nose, which is basically like a big elephant whistle. And what else? Other noises. Oh, the baby's been forgotten again. Off he runs. Panic, panic, panic. Behind the bush. Unfortunately, let me go backwards a little bit. There we go. Where's my mom? That's not my mom. Sorry, and they do low rumbles from their bellies, and those low rumbles can be heard by other elephants for up to 10 or 15 kilometers, and a lot of those rumbles are very low frequency, so we can't hear them. We can only hear the higher frequency rumbles. And I've got an interesting fact for you about elephant rumbles. Now, if any of you have watched movies that have got dinosaurs in it, like Jurassic Park, all the sounds that they use for the T-Rex and mostly for the T-Rex are all slowed down noises that an elephant makes. So that's where they got all those sounds from. Let's catch up with these Ellies again. So they're being quite nice, moving through some quite open areas. Here we go. Hello, Ellies. Hello, Lucy. Lucy's wondering, are any of these animals in Virginia too? No, Lucy. All the animals that live naturally in the African bush don't occur in the Americas. Some of the birds do, like the grey heron, and you might get those in Virginia, but you're not going to get any elephants or lions or leopards. You've got your own animals in America, like cougars or mountain lions, coyotes and white-tailed deer. So, jaguars in southern United States, Arizona, that area, Texas. There we go. And these Ellies are getting fast food. They're eating as they move, and they're about to move into some very thick stuff, but we'll stay with them as long as we can. Now, Eliana's wondering if you can ride on an elephant. In certain places in the world you can, Eliana, but it's very, very bad. Because to make a beautiful big animal like an elephant able for a person to ride on it, you actually have to bully it. You have to be very mean to it, and you have to make it scared of you. So riding on elephants is not very good. It's not very nice for the animals, because you have to be very mean and hurt the animal to make it safe enough for a person to ride. So we don't like riding elephants, and if you had to try ride one of these elephants, it would squash you because it's a wild elephant. Well, the elephants have moved off into the thick bush, and hopefully Byron's lions are going to start moving soon, so let's go back and see those.
And it does look like they're going to start moving around. One has just moved a little bit and sat up. You can see sitting with its head up. The other one was yawning once or twice, and that's usually a good sign too, that they might get a little bit active. And I'm hoping, and if we're really, really lucky, these lions decide to roar for us. But I'm not sure. It's always difficult. There's no guarantee. And they will roar perhaps during the course of the evening and early mornings. We heard them roaring this morning all the way from camp. And that is just to warn other lions that this is their territory and that they must stay away. But for now they're still just resting, but let's hope and wait and see. Maybe we get lucky and we hear a lion roar. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So Karina, we can only get, I would say, about 4 or 5 meters, so a few yards away from these lions. We don't want to get too close. Sometimes, however, the lions, if they want to, they may get up and walk right past the cars sometimes. It doesn't happen often, but if they choose to, I would not try and get too much closer to them, because I would probably disturb them and they'd get up and move away. They don't like the vehicles very much, but if we parked and we are quiet and sitting still, they may get up and walk right past the vehicle. So that's probably as close as you can get, but that's because they have chosen to walk past us, and not because we have tried to drive up to them. Oh, Mackenzie, you want to know how fast these lions are and how fast can they run. So much faster than any of us can run. A male lion or a lion can cover about 20 to 22 meters per second. So to put that into perspective, let me think. Some of you may have watched the Olympics and you watched the sprinters. Wow, beautiful big yawn. Did you see that? You may have watched the sprinters running, and they run the 100-meter dash. And I'm sure you have seen that. So if a lion had to run the 100-meter dash, it could probably do it in about 4.5 or 5 seconds. Isn't that incredible how fast that is? The record is about 9 seconds, 9 point something seconds from a person, from Usain Bolt, but a lion would run it in 4.5 to 5 seconds. So very fast. Cecilia, you want to know how sharp the lion's teeth are, and to be honest, they are quite sharp, but not as sharp as a knife would be, but they're very powerful and they can tear meat very easily if they are feeding on something. Hang on, listen. It looked like that male wanted to possibly call, but I think he was just had a little fur ball perhaps, or hair ball maybe. I don't know. So Cecilia, their teeth are sharp, but like I say, not razor sharp like a knife would be, but sharp enough that if they had to bite into some meat. There's another yawn from that male. And all this yawning is a good sign that they're possibly going to wake up and start moving around. Param, you want to know if the lions hibernate? So no, they don't. Oh, look, another big yawn. Wonderful. So Param, these animals don't hibernate here. They are active throughout the year. And all our animals, the mammals that we get in Africa, none of them migrate. None of them hibernate. They are always active throughout the year. So not like the bears that you get in America that hibernate. These lions will not hibernate at all. They are active all year round. Hudson, you want to know if we live close to the animals. So Hudson, our little camp that we stay at is right in the middle of this game reserve. So yes, we stay very close to the animals, and often we have the animals right outside our little camp. We are safe in the camp though, and we are always very, very careful around camp, but when we are on safari we stay right in the middle, so the animals are always around us. Isn't that wonderful? It's very, very exciting, but we are very careful, and when we're in camp in the evenings we are safe, so we don't have to worry about anything. Alex, and you've asked an interesting question. Now, I think your question is because you've seen these lions yawning, or perhaps resting like this. So Alex wants to know, why are the lions so tired? Now, the yawning that we can see is actually the way the lions start waking up. And what they're doing is, while they are yawning, they are breathing in and trying to get oxygen into their body. And that helps them to wake up and become a bit more active. So they're not yawning because they're tired, they're yawning because they're wanting to wake up and get more active. But they have been resting during the day. And the reason for that, Alex, is because it's so very hot. And the lions prefer resting during the day when it is very hot, and then moving around at night when it's cooler and the temperature is starting to drop. Just like we don't like to move around when it's very hot, you know how we feel tired and perhaps like we want to rest rather than running around in the heat? Same with lions. And then in the evenings when we decide to all go to bed, the lions start waking up and moving around and possibly trying to hunt. Who knows? We don't really know because we don't often get to follow them at night. But it's wonderful that you've joined us at... Oh, listen. Yes, listen, everybody. Wasn't that incredible? Wow, I've got goosebumps, everybody. That was absolutely amazing. Such a wonderful, wonderful sound. And I promise you, even for me still, I'm so lucky I do get to see this. Not that often, but I have seen it many times in the bush. And still, it's an emotional sound for me. I get goosebumps to be this close to these lions and have them roaring like that. That was incredible. Wow, that was amazing. What a way to end off a day. And that's what we've been waiting for. We've been very patient. We spent quite a lot of time with these lions. We left them earlier because we knew that they probably won't move, or we thought they wouldn't move, and luckily we were right. They stayed in this area. And then we got this wonderful, wonderful roar. And they may do that a few times during the course of the evening, and that is again to warn other lions. This is their territory, this is their home. The other lions must stay away, and perhaps also to meet or find where the brothers are. Maybe the brothers will return the call at some point, and the brothers can be anywhere. These lions have a very big home or territory, a very large area, but they'll use that roar to communicate with each other. That was incredible. Wasn't that special? It was so amazing. Okay, I'm going to sit here for a few more minutes with these lions and see if they do decide to get up and move. Let's head back to my friend Brent quickly and see what he's up to.
The lions have just run all so it's the females and the babies. They were hunting and they've just chased something, trying to find out where they went. There we go, there's a lion, but we've got special stuff. There they are. We've got an infrared, because they're cubs, so we don't put spotlights on cubs. So we've got an infrared light. So it's going to be pitch black when we put it on. censored on yet. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So it's going to look a bit weird and green, but this is so we can follow animals hunting at night without disturbing them with all our lights. You can see her there, Bim. There, yeah. And she was moving through there. There's some more. There we go. You can see that that's a lion just through there. I don't know if you guys can make it out. Let me just check. The others should be moving through shortly. I saw some cubs, some baby lions, a little bit further back. There we go. There's a baby lion. Rex, I've got visual of them from... Okay. Let's just keep moving with these lions. Now they're out on the hunt, and they could be looking for lots of things. Now, hello, Mrs. Brewer. Mrs. Brewer is wondering, are lions nocturnal? Indeed, they are most active in the hours of darkness because it's much cooler. Now, they have a big problem with heat dissipation. Oh, that's what they could have been chasing. There's some. I'm going to go up ahead. We'll come back to the lions now, but I think they might have been chasing these. We're going to put the VR again. Now, the reason we don't put... I just want to show you this quickly. Now, here we go. We've got some impala there and some zebra coming up shortly. So I think that's possibly what the lions chased. I don't think they caught one. There, the zebra. I don't think they caught one because we would hear this very upset sounds. Are somewhere on this side. I'm just going to go back again a little bit. Now you must remember, I can't see anything. I'm watching what you're watching. I've got a little screen in the front of my car, and that's what I'm watching. So it's pitch black. Quickly across to Byron.
Listen, everybody. Wasn't that amazing? You joined us just in the right time. Another roar. Isn't that incredible, everyone? Absolutely amazing. That was so wonderful. That was great. Wasn't that fantastic? Sorry we took you away from what Brent was finding over there, but we thought you might want to hear this beautiful roar again from these lions. And again, just what an amazing sound. So cool. So Param, you want to know if the lions have a herd. So no, they don't, Param. These lions, so as I was saying earlier, the males belong to a coalition of males. So this particular coalition of 4 brothers that we know move around together. But they do split up and move in different areas at times to mark their territory or their home range. But they will meet up with a pride of lions. So that's what we call a group or family of lions. It's known as a pride of lions. So there are prides of lions that move through these areas, and that's mainly the females with the younger lions. And every now and then these males will meet up with those females. So it's called a pride, not a herd of lions. So, Gage, you wanted to know if the lions crawl into grass to get their prey. So, not necessarily. What these lions will do is when they are off hunting, they'll use, and especially when it's dark, it's easier for them to sneak up on animals. They'll try and use the bushes, the grass that's around. At the moment, this area is very open. There's no grass for them to hide behind. But there are areas that are thick, lots of trees and bushes, and they'll try to hide behind those to be able to hunt the prey, whatever it is that they're looking for, perhaps a buffalo or a zebra, like Brent saw earlier. And these lions would then try and sneak up very, very close to the prey and then ambush and jump on them and hunt them that way. So they don't go crawling into grass or into thick grass to look for prey. They may use it to try and hide or sneak up, but purely because of their camouflage. Often the grass in this area gets a beautiful brown coloration similar to these lions, so their camouflage works and will help them hide away from the prey, whatever it is they are hunting. Eliana, interesting question and a funny answer, and some of you might laugh at this, but the male lions don't actually do the hunting, the female lions do. So these males are clever. They will try and meet up with the females occasionally, and especially when the females go off and hunt, they're very, very good hunters, and they will go and hunt for food, and then the males will just come in and eat what they have got or what they have caught. So maybe just like some of your mommies might cook dinner for you and your dad back home, sometimes the lions do the same. Females catch the prey and the males will come in and eat. But if it is something very big, if the male lions are with the females, and if they see something like a big buffalo, sometimes the male lions will help the females and they will help and hunt. But in saying that, when these males are alone, like they are now, they will indeed hunt for themselves if they have to. So if something had to walk past, they will definitely try to catch it because it is food, and if they are hungry, they can't wait for the females, they will definitely try to catch it themselves. But they probably wouldn't share it with the females. You wanted to know if lions are like cheetahs. So no, they are not. The only thing is it's similar is that the cheetahs are also considered big cats. So they are part of the cat family, so technically they're related, but they're very different animals. The lions are big, powerful predators, much, much bigger than the cheetah. Cheetah's much smaller. There's another big yawn. And the cheetah is built for speed, so they run very, very quickly to hunt their prey, whatever it is. If it's an antelope in the open grasslands, they'll run very quickly to hunt their prey, whereas the lions, as we mentioned, they would try to stalk, which means sneak up and get very close to their prey to hunt them. But the lions are much, much bigger and very different to cheetah. It looks like these lions are still happy to rest, even though they roared for us, and we're so lucky that we got 2 big roars from them. That was really, really very, very special. Now, speaking about prey and different animals that the lions hunt, Western, the lions do indeed hunt elephant. Not that often though. The elephants are very big and they're very powerful and strong, so they can chase lions, and I've seen many times how elephants chase lions away. But in certain areas, especially in Botswana, which is a country just north of South Africa, There are lions there that have learned to hunt the elephant. There's a lot of elephant around, especially the younger elephant. It's a bit easier to hunt them. So it can happen, Weston. So Reese, the biggest or best way to tell the difference between a girl lion or a boy lion, or the male or female, is you can see these males over here, they've got this beautiful big mane on their necks. You can see that very hairy neck and head, and the females do not have that at all. So you can easily tell if it's a male or a female by that big mane. If you see them from a distance or lying down like this, the males have that beautiful big mane. I might sit here for a few more minutes. Let's head back to Brent quickly for an update.
Oh, unfortunately, the other lions were following. They went through some bush. We couldn't take a car in. So now I'm looking for some nocturnal creatures, little primates called bush babies. Maybe we can find a chameleon if we're very lucky. I'm hoping we will find a chameleon. Now, we can spot chameleons much more easily at night than we can during the day. So I'm checking very, very carefully on all the bushes. Hopefully we will find one. Oh, no chameleon there. No chameleon there. But what a wonderful safari. What a treat to have those male lions roaring. I am a little bit jealous, I won't lie. Now, for those of you out there, do you know what a male lion says? If you don't know what a male lion says, I'm going to have to teach you what a male lion says. So, what a male lion says is, whose land is it? Whose land is it? Whose land is it? It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. So he's telling all the other lions, quickly across to proper roaring.
Well, there we go, everyone. Just when you leave us, then they start wanting to call again. Wasn't that incredible? So another roar, a third one for the evening. That is very, very lucky. I'm so happy that you got to hear that. We keep stealing you away from Brent, but something like this is not something you hear very often. So it is wonderful to be able to show you and for you to hear it. That is incredible. Isn't that wonderful? We're starting to get a lot of bugs around us at the moment. There are, especially now in summer, there are a lot of bugs because of all the rain that we get. And with the spotlights, you start seeing all the bugs coming to the light. And you can see some of them flying about us. But wasn't that a wonderful, wonderful sound? Mrs. Brewer, you want to know if the lions purr like your pet cat? No, they don't. They don't, not at all. The lions have a very, very large voice box, and they've got a lot of cartilage and bone around their voice box. Sorry, I almost lost my voice there. Around their voice box, and they do not purr. The only big cat which does purr is a cheetah, actually. So it does make a purring sound, just very similar to a house cat. Obviously a much louder purr, but they do purr. The lions do not, and neither do leopards. Leopards also do not purr. Noah, you want to know if there are cheetahs around. We do see cheetah occasionally, But this area is a bit thick. Cheetah generally prefer very open areas, very open landscape where there's grassland, so it's easy for them to hunt. As we said, they rely on their speed and they hunt using that to run down their prey. But we do get cheetah in this area, but especially with these lions around at the moment, chances of seeing cheetah are very slim, because cheetah don't like lions, and if the lions had to see the cheetah, they could possibly chase them away. So in this area at the moment there probably won't be cheetah, but in this greater Kruger area where we are, we do have lots of cheetah, yes. And a big yawn. Param, you wanted to know if the female lions have cubs, and at the moment the female lions do. Unfortunately, we couldn't show them to you this afternoon, but maybe on another drive we get lucky and we find them again. And the female lions do have cubs at the moment. They've got 6 cubs with them, or the pride that we see on Djuma more regularly, because there are other lions around, but this pride, and these are the fathers, and those females do have little cubs at the moment, all 6 of them. We're going to stay with these lions a little bit longer. We're almost finished. And I think on behalf of Brent, he says good night to all of you. Well, good night for us. But I hope you have a wonderful day. From Brent and VM. Oh, a lot of bugs around. See, it's not easy in Africa, everyone. There are bugs, there are lions. A lot of creatures out here, which is wonderful. Thank you to everybody who joined us this afternoon for our drive, and especially all the children on our school drives that we had. It was wonderful to have you. A big thank you to the ladies in final control, Rebecca and Jerry. And again, thank you to Brent and VM. Thank you very much to my friend Jandre on camera with me. And from myself, Byron, a good night and a lovely day to all of you. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll see you all soon.